Fred Westermeyer here. Went to a meeting last night about the history of the interurban railroad system in the Cincinnati area, pertaining mainly to the Mount Healthy area. It got me to thinking about some of the stories I had heard from my aunt and uncle, primarily from my uncle, Willie, when he first moved to the Cincinnati area. He had a rather interesting occurrence with the Cincinnati transit system. At the time, it was streetcars. And I think at the time he lived over with a gentleman over in Price Hill, and he had been invited to a party in College Hill. And as part of the party, he had gotten directions from someone, a friend of his, that what he needed to do was to take a streetcar to downtown Cincinnati and get onto a streetcar labeled College Hill in downtown Cincinnati, and that would take him right past the house where the party was going to be in College Hill. And it turned out, as my uncle tells the story, he wasn't able to get to the party. And what happened when he went back to work, at the time he was working as a stonemason, this was in the early 1920s, I think it was probably 25, 26, 27, something like that. When he went back to work, they asked him, well, how come he didn't get to the party? And I think most of you probably realize that Uncle Willie, his natural language was German, and in German, basically, when you write something, you pronounce it the way it's written. There's not a whole lot of silent things involved in German pronunciation and spelling. So he told the folks, well, I was waiting for the streetcar to come by, and I never did see a streetcar that was labeled College Hill. However, I did notice a couple of streetcars that were labeled Kollega Hill. And if you're not familiar with it, if you would see college written out and you were German, you would probably pronounce it Kollega Hill. So what had happened is he didn't, in fact, get on that streetcar because he was convinced that it wasn't going to College Hill. Just a little short story about Uncle Willie and some of the challenges he had when he first came to this country with the language. And those of you that go to other countries, you certainly realize that there can be some challenges with other languages if you're in other countries. Matter of fact, I'm always thankful for the fact that my mom and dad insisted that we speak English after we got to this country, so it would help them learn the language. So have a great day. Bye.